what I'm saying, man, the things that we're doing to each other, we can't have it no more. What we need is a stick across our backs, because we ain't woke up and really saw where our problems are, man, and we still run around here bickering and humbugging with each other. Every time we catch some brothers that's out here dusting and misusing each other, talking about killing and running, get their pistols, it should be a thing where 15 or 20 cats get on these dudes with sticks, man. You understand? And just dust them till they can't go no more. You see? Because our problem is not among ourselves. If we don't be living in an environment in all this filth, and they got no jobs, and they got no food coming from nowhere, no place, this is frustration, Jack. This creates problems. You understand? If we don't live like we do now, then the little things that we killing each other for right now today wouldn't amount to a grain of salt.
The idea of the vice lord originated from Illinois State Training School for boys in 1957, going into 58. The dudes that was in St. Charles, all the guys in St. Charles belonged to organizations such as Cobras, Imperial Chaplains, Clovers, the Braves, the Imperial Knights, the Imperial Dukes, Spanish Counts, Barons, several organizations. We had common enemies at that time, but we didn't know who they was. Now we realize the common enemies we had really was police. 95% was the white police in the neighborhood. Black people usually didn't have a chance. We felt justice was blind and it was state justice. And we had lost all respect for the judicial court system. We just figured that we couldn't get a fair shake. We would not only destroy it, but destroy everything around us. We normally had said that the white man normally was lord of all vice, so we just took their title. You know, instead of syndicate of the mafia, you know, we just wanted to be vice lords.
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
You are live.
Almighty to the body, almighty to the body, hallelujah. Peace and blessings to the multitude. I want to say first and foremost, man, welcome to the second episode of the Golden Star Podcast. I'm the brother Ken Assad, coming from the Hadari tribe here to basically, introduce the show and introduce our host in our topic, because we got a wonderful demonstration today. We're going to be discussing the representation of vice lords, and I'm pretty sure that everybody on here, whether they're a lord or whether they're not, would like to hear this demonstration. You feel what I'm saying? So without further ado, I'm gonna give each one of my brothers that's on this phone the opportunity to introduce themselves and let everybody know who they is, and we're gonna let our brother Osiris come with his complete demonstration, man. But right now I'm gonna pass the mic to brother Osiris. Where you at, Lord? All right.
Almighty. This Lord Jafar, Mele Rahim, coming from the tribe of Rahim Fluid, had to hold it by their brothers. Via Baba Allah, Almighty. This is Minister Longstreet,
I am the 5-star University elite for the Egyptian Imperial Vice Lords. We are part of the Four Corner Hustle branch. And I hold the status for that branch as the chief, minister chief of justice. I ordain all brothers that's coming into that organization as ministers. When I say I ordain them with certificates that's respected by the government. I'm juicing them up. And I also have our own organization called Ministers of God. And what we do is when you become a part of my organization, which is not associated with Vice Lord, I send my people to law school so that we can become the voice for the people of the country. And so in order to get into these courts to represent these people that have issues, we have to send our guys to law school to get the license to practice law in the courts. And the one that's behind everything that's going on is me. I lay the ground rules. I got my own laws. I got all that stuff. I don't care what branch of Vice Lord you're from. You become a part of Ministers of God organization. We're not associating ourselves with Vice Lords. We're associating ourselves as ministers, and we got sovereignty. I'm giving you sovereignty with the government, with the federal and state government. That's what I do. And it's a legitimate organization. Almighty.
Lord Buck from Arkansas, part of the El Shabazz tribe. I'm also an author and a co-CEO of a publication company, Cuckoo Publication. And I'm glad to be a part of the show today. Peace and love to you, brothers, and Almighty to y'all, and welcome the guests.
Almighty, bro. Who else? I think Osiris the last one. Go ahead, bro.
Mighty. Lord Osiris, Dallas. I'm a part of the Cicero and Saint Tribe, El Shabazz. My job as a representative, elite brother, is to change the narrative of being a vice lordship. And so I'm diligent in my studies. I believe in the teachings in which I was given by a brother named Israel. I'm highly favored for that brother for giving me the teachings that I have. And he made me mentally and emotionally and psychologically who I am today in regards to Vice Lord. I currently have a clothing line called Focus, meaning Performance Under Pressure. And I'm currently working on a nonprofit called Yusuf. It's Urban Street Task Force. It's an outreach group, something similar to what Chicago has to stop the violence. And that was inspired by Main C. So I'm currently laying the groundwork for that. And then I'm working with you brothers, Kent, Buck, and the other brother that I'm not sure of his name that's on the line. Mighty.
Mighty, brother.
Almighty. Yeah, bro. As we was for those that was on with us last week we basically discussed what is Vice Lord. You know, we broke it down a little bit. We went a little deep. We tried not to go too deep because we want ones to come back. You see what I'm saying? We want ones to come back and we want ones to ask questions. But we explain what it is to be Vice Lord. In this episode right here, we're going to explain basically the representation of Vice Lord. And my brother Osiris is going to break down a demonstration for us. And I would like you all, first, before I pass my brother the mic, I want you all to like, subscribe, and follow our page. I want you all to get more brothers and sisters involved so we can do what we can to basically change the negative image of Vice Lord. in the best way that we possibly can. Because we say we're organization members, we have to do things in the way the organization is supposed to do it. So therefore, we have to clean up our image in order to get the respect that we so greatly deserve. So with that being said, almighty to the body, I'm gonna let my brother have the flow.
Marty.
Almighty.
All right. Well, we all are familiar with how most of us come into VL. We come into VL as representatives. We take an oath, and the oath is to acknowledge ourselves amongst the body of brothers or believers that we're coming into the fold of VL. Most of this done on Fridays, and being that the tradition to be on Fridays, holy day, but oftentimes that may not happen. It may be on whatever day that brothers are afforded the opportunity to bring the brother in. And so in becoming BL, the oath is mandatory. It's like you have to know the oath. The oath is what give you your citizenship, so to speak, to representing Vice Lord. Now, with that, or coming into the fold, you come in as a representative, and this is the initial stage of this is very, very important. Unfortunately, because we've lost the culture of the teachings, this doesn't happen the way it should. But every nation, every tribe, every people have a culture, and that culture dictates and governs how the individual or the community evolves as a people. So within VL, we start out with our oath, and once you take your oath, you are a representative. And in this initial stage of representation, you're in a process of learning. So let's assume that there's a hierarchy, and within this hierarchy, you have a representative, you have a branch elite, and you have a UE, and you have a university elite. Each of these stages on a psychological scale represent an emotion and a mind state of the individual. Now, we say that the universal elites or the gloves are the best of our kind. So in that respect, in that light, we look at it, these are the more disciplined, these are the more dedicated, these are the more fortified brothers or sisters. These are the more well knowledgeable. They got the insight in order to take the nation to the next level of the game. But in order to get there, you have to start off as a representative, because in the representative stage, it's like a caterpillar. You got to go through these phases that mold you mentally into how the culture of VL is. So in the universal oath, it says in part that I solemnly swear to listen and listen well to the truthful teachings of my elites and supreme elites. The key words there is listen and listen well. The duty of a representative is to listen and listen well. And how he's judged on how he listens and listens well is based on how he carry out the instructions or the directives that are given to him by the branch elite or the universal elite. And here is the seed is being planted. And if the seed is not planted correctly, then you have a situation to where brothers are not honoring the truth, but they're honoring individuals. Brothers are not honoring the law. They're not honoring the law, but they're honoring what they think is right or what they feel is right. And these stages in bringing a brother in are critical, because when you're in your representative stage, that is all that is your main responsibility and obligation, is to listen and listen well. And why? As I said again, because there's brothers around you that are constituted as elites, supreme elites, and these are the guys that are teaching you the nation or the culture of the nation. So as you evolve into the culture of the nation, then you know the quote unquote the psychology of the nation. You know why things are the way they are. You know why we shouldn't do this, or why we should do this, or why we have to move in this direction versus this direction. Certain sayings, why they mean what they mean on a deeper level. Like, I mean, most of us are familiar with the Playboy Bunny, and most of us operate from player status. But when we get off into the science or the politics of it, you see it from a whole different perspective. You know what I'm saying? You see it from a political perspective versus, I'm a player type dude, so to speak. And nothing's wrong with this stage because everybody doesn't advance as quick as everybody else. So nothing's wrong with coming to this stage. You need to understand the ugly part of the stage in order to know where you're supposed to go from the ugliness to the, I guess you could say, the butterfly stage, so to speak, the stage that kind of broadens your horizon. But the key, as I said, is the representative. If the elites are not knowledgeable and morally sound enough to teach the representatives, then we're going to have disarray in the nation as we see today, Mighty. Questions?
Oh, my bad. I was muted out.
I didn't want to keep going because I'm long-winded. I want to give somebody else a chance to talk, and I'll go further.
So basically, okay. It goes kind of like what I was telling another brother probably today when I was speaking, and I was telling him, that group, when I was saying how, based off of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that which I'm bringing, that I'm birthing 1, 2, basically his representation will be a manifestation of what I'm teaching him. Basically, that's what you're saying. I'm asking. I'm just trying to make sure that, because that's the way I was seeing. Is that what you're saying, though, bro?
Yeah, because let's look at it like this. The representatives are a mere reflection of their leader. If you look at a deck, look how the deck governs itself, and that tells you a lot about how the elite is teaching them. If they're a bunch of gangsters, then you understand that their leaders are a bunch of gangsters. You know what I'm saying? We can't separate what you believe and what you know from. You can't separate from what you think and what you say. Well, let me say it like this: you can't separate what you're taught from what you believe. If you say, well, I believe. Or one of the things I like saying all the time. A brother once told me, he said, "Man, I'm gonna die for this. I'm vice lord. I'm gonna die for BL." I said, "Bro, how you gonna die for BL? You only come to a goal." It don't make sense. So in one tongue, you'll say you're gonna die for what you believe in, but in the other tongue, you won't even support what you believe in. So that's not a cohesive thought process. So somewhere down the line, that thought process is broken. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm getting at, the brother who taught him, or however he was taught, missed something. There was a connection missed, because the idea of the elite is to build the representative up to be an elite, and I'm not saying elite in the sense that that everybody needs to be a universal, because that's not the way it works. Or everybody needs to be a 3-star branch lead, or 3-star universal lead, or 5-star universal lead, or 3-star branch lead, or 5-star branch lead, because that's not the way it works. But being that vice lord has a hierarchy, in order to maintain the structure and the cultural and the integrity of the order, there has to be a cohesive thought process being implemented and being produced. So when a brother comes in, it's like we all familiar with this. Most of us that are Muslims, we came from a Christian background. We were born Christian, raised Christian. Some of us now went to prison and we ran into a culture shock, and then that culture shock was Islam. And so we started thinking and studying, and we was in a confused state. It was like, which one is true? But along the course, we had somebody teaching us, giving us an understanding, giving us an explanation. We asked questions, hey, why does this mean this? Or how could this be true? Or why Christianity this? Or why Islam this? And that person was teaching us, and that person constantly was teaching us until we started maturing enough on our own to where we started studying on our own, learning on our own, and kind of venturing off on our own in our studies, to where we're more psychologically stable to where we can get away from that teacher and practice on our own. And it's no different than VL. That when you come in as a representative, you should have somebody there teaching you. Yeah, we do have ministers. We should have somebody there teaching you the culture, the science of VL. So that as you evolve and you're showing your potential. So Buck brings me in. I'm a representative. And he tells me, Osiris, your job at this point as a representative is to listen and to listen well. So that's my only job. And how I'm judged on that job is how I carry out the directives and the orders that Buck gives me. And I'm in my mind, I'm hoping that he's going to lead me in the right direction. So that's why I put my faith, my love, my trust, and my respect into this brother. Because, okay, hey, man, I seen this brother's actions. I seen him, and he's demonstrating. I like how he demonstrates. I want to know what he knows. I want to be what he is. Okay, what do y'all advise to do? This is what we do. Now that I'm in, you let me know that, bro, you're a representative. This is your obligation. These are your responsibilities. These are things that you do. And if I do them to the spirit of the letter, then he knows, okay, this brother's ready for the next level of the game. What's the next level of the game? It's to elevate me so that now where Buck can't be at, I can be at and start teaching other brothers. So now you have a consistent chain of thought, a thought process that is going to be consistent, and it's going to maintain and support the integrity of what we're building. But where that fails at is that we all have different ideas. We all have different philosophies. We all have sectional beliefs that we try to tie into VL. And within that, it creates a skit. It still creates a division because we have nothing to anchor ourselves to. Mike.
This Lord Jafar. Give up Allah. I just want to expand on what the brother Osiris was saying so far as in this representation on Vice Lord. I totally agree that whoever brings that brother in, he's supposed to bring him up to par on the golden path. Other than that, he doesn't know how to walk the golden path. Okay? This brother should mimic and be a direct image of the brother that's bringing him in. Why? Because like he said, if you brought in by a brother that teaches gangster shit, then that's the only thing that the new brother coming in is gonna know. You know, a baby don't know how to speak or how to make proper words and form sentences unless the parent, you know, meaning it starts at home before school, teaches them. They're going to watch that parent, okay? Like so, it's the same way with the new brothers and the brothers that's bringing them in. A little bit further on that, you can't scream Vice Lord and not want to follow the rules. If you scream the Vice Lord and not follow the rules, you are in fact not a Vice Lord. You're a Vice Lord that's about to be stripped off on the path of destruction, leading the other brothers to the head of fire. You are liability. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not my way or his brother way. It's law. We can't do nothing beyond law. If you're moving any type of way outside of law, then now you're an outlaw because you're doing what you want to do. Okay? So that's how I teach, you know. If that's rebelled against, then, I mean, the proper way would be to address the brother, you know, and address the brother. Because according to, I want to say the 20 Supreme laws, you can't make a person be a part of the nation, okay? Even after they don't know, can't make them be a part of it. Now, violations do come in, but at the same time, you can't make anyone be a part of this nation. However, you can't screen this nation, and you're not going to follow the rules. And following the rules is a representation of that nation, because the rules is what make up that nation. Almighty.
Almighty. Yeah, I just say, man, leadership plays a serious aspect when it comes down to one's own growth and things of that nature there. And this topic will kind of, what we're speaking on today basically will kind of open up a door for the next show where we'll be actually expounding upon elitism and leadership, because a person that's actually being brought into this thing, there is no kind of way that he can actually know how to do it. Because majority of the guys that come in, they come in based off of that which they see. I like the way that this group of individuals swag. I like the way that they demonstrate. So I'm feeling that. I would like to be a part of that. So it's like if a lot of these guys, for example, as me and a couple other guys was demonstrating on, if we a group of guys, we get money. That's what we putting down. Our whole thought pattern is pertaining to getting money. Anybody that's getting money and really like that, this is the way that ones will eventually come in. So if you come in thinking that, well, I'm teaching how to get money, and once you get in, we on some spirituality tip, and we're on so it's very important. It's very important, just like what bro was saying, when you first come in, the first known duty to a Lord is to just listen, man. Just listen, just pay attention, because once I'm gonna say the nation as it is, it has a foundation. It has various, and it goes back to what we were speaking on before everybody got on. We have various foundations. You see what I'm saying? When we get like brother said yesterday, you can get 10 vice lords together and you ask them one question, and it's going to be 10 different answers. You see what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be like that. You go to 10 vice lords, you ask them, what is the representation of vice lord? Just ask them a basic or a simple question of that nature right there. Everyone, if we're an organization with one mind, one cause, one goal, one effort, and so on and so forth, that means then everything that we say should be unified. We all should be saying the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? We all should be on the same note. But Almighty.
Mike, can you hear me? Mike. Y'all can hear me, right?
Mighty.
All right. It's just like,
Almighty, go ahead, bro.
Your actions are dictated by your level of consciousness or your level of thinking, whatever you want to call it. Your actions are dictated by that. It's symbolically, your feet are your beliefs. So what you truly internally believe, that's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to manifest the most. That's what you're going to do the most. In other words, on a more secular level, and we all familiar with this. You tell a brother, hey, every Friday we're gonna put $5 in the pot. Well, Friday come, brothers ain't gonna have the money, but I guarantee you, if somebody sells us a sack, them exact same brothers gonna come up with that money to get the sack. So the idea is, what do you internally believe, and how do we get to that internal spot to where we can pour the psychology of vice lords in it, to where it's like, hey man, that's my brother. I'm gonna support my brother. Because why? Because that's my brother. That's why I'm gonna support him. There's no other reason. He's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Or in the face of danger, like, man, I don't care what go wrong. That's my brother. I'm going to protect him. I'm going to shelter and protect my brother under all circumstances. And then whenever we finish doing what we doing, then I'm going to deal with my brother if he wrong. You know what I'm saying? But right now, because this is my brother, I mean, because he believes as I believe, that's why I'm behind him. You know what I'm saying? There's no other reason why. That is a very basic concept of who you are as a vice lord. Because we all say I am you and you are me, but in all actuality, that is not true. That's just cliche. Because why? Because what we internally believe, what we deep-seated believe is that's not, and and it goes deeper than what we're getting at, because we got to take other things into consideration. Other factors that as a people that has happened to us that causes us to be like this. But the object is for the elites and the ministers to be able to point them out and mold brothers in a fashion that's vice lord material, or the body, because we are vice lords, so we don't speak outside the belief system of BL. So the idea is that we come to a consciousness, or our leaders come to a state of consciousness of knowledge that we can uproot them disorders within the body. We can uproot them disorders, and the only way we can uproot them disorders is we have a cohesion of thought. We have what they call a ritual in play. That's the whole object of rituals.
Rituals with a word there. What you say about a cohesion? What you say about? Let me get my dictionary, man. What bro say? Go ahead, bro. Come on, bro. Go ahead.
Because I'm saying, because in this kind of rabbit trailing, you don't join an organization to do worse in life. Nobody joins an organization to do bad. Nobody does it. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's just plain stupid. Nobody joins an organization to do bad. Everybody wants to do good. Everybody wants the best that they think they deserve. Or everybody wants to be on the winning team. That's everybody. If right now if Osiris had a team and we was losing, nobody wouldn't want to be on the team. Like, hell no, I don't want to be on no damn losing team. And Buck had a team and everybody was winning. Everybody don't want to be on a winning team. It is the natural thinking process of human is to want to be better. So a person comes to BVL. What attracts this person to vice lord? You know what I'm saying? What attracts this person? It's just like brothers going inside in prison and seeing how the Muslims demonstrate. Because when I got locked up, how they demonstrated, I was impressed. I was like, man, these niggas sticking together for real. But the units I was on, Ferguson, Beto, man, these brothers was sticking together like what? Like, man, whatever that is, I want it. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same idea. So the thing is so what are we bringing brothers into the nation for? Like, are we bringing them in for usury? Are we bringing the sisters in, prostitute them? I mean, so what are we doing? Them are the hardcore questions we have to ask. What are we doing to set the representation or to build representatives? What are we doing and why are we doing it? You know what I'm saying? So when we look at this from an eagle's eye, so to speak, when we stand up and look at it and say, what are we doing and why are we doing it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then we answer them questions wholeheartedly, then we can probably get to the answer why everything is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I asked brothers, I was talking to a brother, I say, man, Bobby Gore, Billy Lee sent me 6 DVDs of an interview with Bobby Gore. And one of them DVDs, Bobby Gore was like, and I'm paraphrasing, these are not his exact words. He was like distraught. He was like, man, the hell with this shit. Like, man, I don't give a damn about no vice lord, nothing, none of that stuff no more. And it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I met his wife. I went to they had a funeral. They had I don't know what to call it, a wake, whatever, in Mississippi. I went to it. I met his wife. And I had talked to her for a brief minute. You know, she kind of gave me some insight. But I'm saying, listening to this brother's drawing, how he was rotating about BL, it was like he turned over in his grave. And I'm like, how can a people take something so good, so powerful, and just run it in the mud? Like, how did that happen? Because if you look at the documentary of the Honorable Bobby Gore, when he was walking down Lawndale, he was shaking his head. Like, he was shamed. You know what I'm saying? And you like, damn, like, it's like, did he die for all this? You know what I'm saying? For it to be like this? So it's like, where did we go wrong? What happened? And why did it happen? You know what I'm saying? Word. I mean, there's 1,000 factors of why it happened, but I'm saying today, we know some of the problems that exist today. Word. Some of the problems that exist today. So I'm getting at what the thing is. The base problem is how brothers come in as representatives. Because you can go to the Nation of Islam and you're going to go through a process that's going to purify you, that's going to discipline you, and it's going to make you become a better person. Because the object in joining an organization is to become a better person. I often hear brothers say, you don't ask what Vice Lord, what you can do for Vice, or what Vice Lord can do for you. Ask what you can do for Vice Lord. That's the stupidest question, I think, in the world. Because me as a thinking person, and if Buck, my homeboy, and Buck like, man, I want you to be a Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why you want me to be a Lord? What y'all can do for me that I can't do for myself? What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? You know what I'm saying?
That's real,
what can be me? It's like it's even like joining a religion. Why do you brothers become Muslim? Because they looking for something better. They get locked up and they inadvertently understand that everything that I've done up to this far is not what I want. Yeah, I was selling dope. I had money. I did all this, but I did not want to be in prison. I did not want to end up here. Everybody says that when they're locked up. They say it to themselves. They said, I guarantee you, if they could have changed their course, they probably would. But I'm saying, so to becoming Vice Lord, what does it offer me? What does BL offer me that the Nation of Islam doesn't offer me, that Black Panthers don't offer me, that these other organizations don't offer? What do Vice Lords offer? Go ahead, bro.
Hey, Joe, I'm gonna say this, bro, because that's something that I grasp, and I'm pretty sure that us on this phone could grasp. You know, all of us grasp, because we are individuals. You know, signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. We are individuals that really can understand. But this is what I'm saying. Okay, right now, what can Vice Lord offer anyone? Okay, the only thing that I can say, we have to look. We have to allow the truth to slap us in the face. First, that's the first thing. We have to allow the truth to slap us in the face in order for us to understand and realize what's really going on. So technically, right now, if you're not one to get into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Vice Lord, paying attention to the history of the Honorable Bobby Gore, or the Utah, or Pueblo, or any of our leaders and chiefs that have came before, if we can't study their path that they walked, as well as the path in which was laid, and understand I am a Lord, but I am a Lord which comes with vices. If we can't understand that, then we'll never develop, first and foremost. Okay, now, I said that to say this. If you don't want better, you ain't gonna get better. Because in the state and condition that the nation is in right now, anybody that joins, if you ain't joining to better what's going on, because the nation is in turmoil right now. This is the reason why we're speaking and we're putting it out there, because we need help to build. We need righteous brothers to help think of an economic plan for a vice lord, not for or not vice lord. We need individuals that's going to help come teach the teachers of lordism, to help come better establish the path that which our Uther laid down or was trying and attempting to lay down before what happened with him. We need individuals that's going to be on that particular level, that's going to take our generation to the next level. Because right now, if somebody join, they're going, man, if you join the wrong set, the wrong chapter, or you join the wrong leadership, you might end up in the feds and not even be aware of. You see what I'm saying? In order to protect the righteous must educate those that don't know. The righteous must educate and keep ones informed. We would be wrong to not see the nation for what it is and say, man, it is what it is. No, that's not what we did. We seen the nation for what it is and said, man, we got to do something. What the hell is we going to do? Where do we start? Where do we meet up at, y'all? What time is this call finna be, y'all? What codes do I need to get to? Is it any kind of transportation whatever it is that we need to do to change this negative state and condition in which we see things are in? If a person can't see that, hear that call, see that call, and tune in and you say that I love my nation, then why the hell are you even here? Why are you even a part of this thing? So basically, just what you were saying about what the nation can do for me, we all gotta take a real good look at that. What can Vice Lord do for me? What can it do for me? If I'm sitting in prison with a life sentence, or if I'm in the world going through whatever it is that I'm going through, how can the nation help better my situation? Because I'm not trying to just join something to make it worse. If I join a multitude, a nation that has been within existence since 1958, that has chapters spread out in the majority of all of these cities and states, if I'm going to be a part of something so big and so great, and say that I'm going to give my life for it, then it got to do something for me. It has to do something for me. Now, going back to what you were saying about Bobby, yeah, man, bro was very, I think that's a far phone. Lord, that's your phone clicking, maybe. It might be your headphone. But brother Bobby was very disappointed in what the nation had become and was becoming. It was like he's seen it. He's seen what we're doing today. He's seen it then. You know what I'm saying? He's saying, well, man, this is finna get worse. This is, and when I spoke with bro basically just told me, he was like, man, the only way that I could properly represent Vice Lord, the way that we actually laid it down is for me to separate myself from the immediate body. I'm gonna do it over here. Y'all do y'all thing over there, but I'm gonna do my thing over here because I don't want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So what we gotta do is we gotta start coming up with ways to transform that existence. Because what you said, bro, that was so deep and so close to the heart, man. What could the nation do for me? Because I could do bad by myself. That's just facts. I could do bad by myself. I could separate myself, disconnect myself, just like one of the brothers we were talking about before we even got on. Bro doing some real positive things for the nation. But maybe he see as if he got to separate Vice Lord from his name just so he can get on. And it shouldn't be like that. If we gonna take pride and say this is something I'm gonna live for, this is something I'm gonna give my life for, this is something that I live about, this is something that I took my time to study. I'm doing my best to bring in more members to this function, I need to have pride in this. I should be able to step foot anywhere, White House, church, mosque, or street corner. I should be able to step foot anywhere and take pride to say, man, I'm Vice Lord, bro. What you in, man? I'm Vice Lord. That's what I am. I take pride in it. But see, now, and even going to our leaders, most of our leaders are afraid to say, man, I'm Vice Lord. Especially say that they're a leader. You best believe they ain't gonna say they're a leader.
Pardon, but I told you, most of the leadership is microwave.
Real talk, man. Stir it up like it's some instant oatmeal. I'm so about it. Please don't. Nobody on the phone take this as a insult or and I'm not saying insult to the people on the phone. I'm just saying take this bad in any form or fashion. That's what I tell brothers. If you cannot teach me, you cannot lead me. If you're in a home and you're not well, how can I say it? If you're not doing good in your own home, you cannot lead me. If your woman is taking care of you, you cannot lead me. If you got to call and ask me for some gas money all the time and you're an elite, you cannot teach me. And I go on and on and on and on. I'm saying that to say this because I remember an old school brother told me that UEs are the best of their kind. And if this brother is my UE, and every time I see him, he look like he a bum, and that's the best of my kind, man, I don't want to be a part of no shit like that. Because looks play a vital role in representation. Thanks.
If you go into a courthouse and you look like and it may not be true now, it can be argued, you look like a bum, you 9 times out of 10, you might get kicked out. Or if you sit amongst the board, if you sit amongst people that's board members or whatever business, a political party, and they all talking this politics and economical situation about society and all this other stuff, and you say something real stupid, they look at you like, man, this man do not know what the hell he's talking about. You not you're gonna get escorted out of there. But what I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is that if our leaders, if our leaders are supposed to be the best of who we are, meaning we're supposed to elevate to who they are. They're supposed to be a manifest representation of the truthful teachings in action. That's why it says manifest representation. That's why it's called truthful teachings. Because the only truth is those things that you display in your actions. And so your actions become lessons to others, whether they good or whether they bad. When you see a brother get violated in metaphorically, that is a truthful teaching, because that's teaching you what vice lords shouldn't do and why we shouldn't do it and what are the consequences behind it. But anyway, so I'm saying so if our leaders don't properly groom brothers coming in, and see, the problem is you have brothers who don't want to listen. Brothers don't want to listen because I don't like him. It's not for you to like. You're coming into VL. That means, okay, here's an example. This brother, right? I was locked up, and matter of fact, he just came into Islam. He came from Christianity to Islam. I'm talking to him, so he was inquiring about VL, and something went down. I can't remember exactly. It was me and Gotti, another brother. So when they said, "Man, why y'all operate like that?" And I said, because I was telling it, in VL, we say that I am you and you are me, that we one body. That means if you see one individual, you see all of us. If you disrespect one individual, you disrespect all of us. And so he was like, so you mean to tell me if your brother down the hallway gets into a fight and y'all are walking down the hallway, y'all gonna attack him? I said, you goddamn right. Yeah. He gonna get it. If that dude down the hallway jumped on my brother and we got an opportunity to get to him, and even though my brother could have, he gonna get it, because he understand that you do not mess with us under no circumstance. If you if there's something need to be taken care of, you can come talk to one of us. Because we gonna extend that respect to you. We're gonna talk to you. But if you just haul off and go off on one of our brothers and we ain't did you nothing, then we gonna get dirty. But also we had to operate like that because it was few of us. But my point is that he didn't understand it. He didn't see it like that. You know what I'm saying? But he was inquiring about being a Lord. And I said that would be the reason why you can't be vice Lord. That thought pattern that you have would be the reason why you can't. Because in the line of duty, if something goes down and I gotta watch I'm unable to watch my back and I need you, you're not gonna do it because you just displayed the action that you don't agree with, that shouldn't go down. But in vice Lord, that's how it operates because of a principle that we believe in. You know what I'm saying? So the thing I'm getting at is how we mold brothers into VL. And we have not only with our actions, not only teaching them, but we have to mold them in this manner of doing these things. But we have to make these brothers understand, now that you're VL, you're going to listen to what the Supreme Elites have to say, or this will be you'll be the business. And in the AOL, in the LOI, it states, and I'm paraphrasing, that if a brother misuses the divine principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, then he will be dealt with or worse. And again, I'm paraphrasing, it says something along them lines, but we understand what the or worse means. So likewise, you get a brother comes into the nation and he's abusing the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. He's abusing the principles of VL. Then we have a right to do what's necessary to bring him back in compliance with the truth. But do we do that? No. Why? Because we get so many brothers in the tribe that don't listen. Then this other brother say, man, fuck that nigga. I don't like Osiris anyway. Shit, fuck him. He ain't talking about that. Okay, then you got brothers that gonna roll on that side because why he played into their emotion. So on a bigger scale, this is what happened with our leadership, is that our leadership are not thinkers. They're more emotional creatures. They go off what feels good, what they think is good, and what they think is right, versus like Muslims are notorious for this. If two brothers are having a dispute, they're going to refer to the Quran. And if they're true believers, when the third brother brings the Quran to him and he quotes a surah, and the brothers, they're going to humble themselves. You right, bro. Stop Allah. You right, bro. My bad. Because they true believers. They believe in the word. They believe in the Quran. Vice lords, on the other half, we all say law governs all events, but we know that's not true because we can see the disarray in the nation today. Like
that almighty, bro. Almighty. That's something that what I believe it is. What I believe it is, and I believe it is the fact that the division sets in, and ones tend to, how can I say it? They take sides off of the personal gain, and they exploit members' ignorance. So, whereas, like when I first came to where I'm at, they had a demonstration. Whereas, if you put a brother in violation, and the violation, the paperwork is wrong, or you put anything wrong in the paperwork, if you don't dot your I the right way or cross your T the right way, it's gonna backfire on you. And when this came to me, I was like, bro, what is it? Where y'all get that from? I mean, what that's supposed to mean? That is an intimidation tactic that ones use to install fear to keep brothers from disciplining other brothers. That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is brothers tend to, go off of, my leader has all of the money, or my leader is my dad, or my leader is my big brother, or whatever the particular case may be. One's getting their own personal bag and they just stay there. So ain't no such thing as law govern all the things. I used to use this term a lot. Man don't run shit here. Man is just the individual that dictates the laws out of his mouth. But when it's all said and done, law governs all events. That's the way it's supposed to go. Man don't run shit. Period. You see what I'm saying? Because as a vice lord, I am second only to Allah. Facts. I'm second only to Allah. Our chain of command is only put here to keep things structured and in place and organized. But just because you got 3, 4 stars or 5 stars, I don't give a damn if you have 555 stars, my boy. You governed by the same rules, laws, concepts, principles, and everything that I'm governed by. So that means you step outside of those guidelines, you can get popped. The same way I get popped. But the thing is, ones just, you know, they just, how can I say, you know, they just get in their bag, bro, and they get to choosing sides, and before you know it, you know, it's not a national thing anymore. You feel what I'm saying? And then there's so many guys that's not connected with who they should be connected with, and they can, and many people are at fault there. Many people are at fault, you know, because just like what you were saying, you know, if you calling yourself a leader, and I gotta give you gas money every time you come out your house, or every time, well, bro, why you ain't at the go? Well, bro, I need some gas, man. Y'all gonna, the gas high. Or say, bro, we having a gathering down here. Oh, yeah, y'all gonna come pick me up. But you are our leader. I told the leader this one time before, he told me, like, man, I see you have a problem with respecting authority. I said, no, I ain't got a problem with respecting authority, but whoever is put in front of me, he needs to be leading me somewhere, or I'm finna trip his ass and get his ass out of my way. It's not saying that I'm on some tripping stuff, or not saying that I'm on a power trip, but just saying I'm focused on elevation. I'm moving up. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to give me some money. I'm trying to live better with my family. I'm trying to do everything on a positive note, on an incline. So therefore, you're not gonna step in front of me and claim these stars and think just because you have them, I must submit to the bullshit that you're putting down. You see what I'm saying? So that's what needs to be taught. You feel what I'm saying? We have to start and hopefully, I believe we got it's about that time. It's about time for us to start wrapping things up. But hopefully, and I'm gonna pass the mic one more. I'm gonna pass the mic again before we close out. But hopefully, I hope everybody tune in with us in the next couple of weeks as we discuss elitism and leadership, because we're going to go more in depth as to, because right now we're speaking about a representative as he come in, that which he is the basically the Vice Lord uniform. That's what it is. The uniform is being given to the individual coming into the organization. All right, but the next week we're going to actually discuss the individual giving you the uniform. You see what I'm saying? We're going to speak about that leader. We're going to speak about that leader, his duty, his function, his responsibility as he's handing you that uniform. You feel what I'm saying? Because we have to understand one thing, and I'm gonna constantly keep saying, we must allow the truth to slap us in the face in order for us to see what's in front of us. Because if anyone is not doing that which we are doing, trying to establish some kind of a platform or some kind of a measurement or something to change this mess up. If you're a vice lord and you're not trying to get involved in that, then in my opinion, bro, you kind of part of the problem. You're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. You can only be on one side. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the problem and the solution. You know what I'm saying? You're a walking contradiction. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm finna pass the mic, let my brothers get they ending remarks and everything, and I want y'all to just tune in on the next week, man. Now it ain't gonna be next week, but if y'all want us to start doing this here weekly, hey, you know, I want you all to get more in tune. Start asking us more questions. Start giving us more topics. Start participating with us a little bit more so we can know what needs to be done, because we can't do it alone on this phone. Other brothers that's doing this, we can't just do it alone. We need more assistance from everybody, state to state. And I'm being always 1,000 before I pass this mic, man. I ain't on no, don't bring no branch stuff to me. I don't want to hear nothing about no branch stuff. Almighty to the body, represent what you is. But right now, we have to focus on Vice Lord, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? We have to focus on Vice Lord because Vice Lord is our common denominator. You feel what I'm saying? That's the glue that's gluing all of us together. You feel what I'm saying? But with all that being said and done, man, I'm finna mute my phone, pass the mic, man. Y'all brothers do your thing.
Mike, this is Lord Jafar again, and the discussion has been very interesting. However, I do feel like we kind of got off topic a lot within this discussion. Furthermore, what is a representative? I should stick just to that. The basics of what a representative is, all you have to do is read your 8 Ps. That defines everything. For the newbies, the third principle lets you know to listen well to the truthful teaching of the most wise and beloved elites, supreme elites, to never dishonor your most high chief, minister, justice, or any representative of this almighty Vice Lord nation. You know, and this is just paraphrasing, but that was the principle 1. Okay, then as you become more adaptive to what the principles are saying, which is how you should conduct yourself, you know, things that you should know. You're supposed to know this. Because anytime you are checked, you know, which is the purpose of checking brothers, they're supposed to know this. This is what combines all of us. If you don't know this, then you're not combined. Then are you really a Vice Lord? You must know this, or you don't know how to conduct yourself. So when a brother check you, you can't say this brother is wrong, right? If you don't fucking know, you know. So once again, it all goes back to law. All right, law says this is what a representative is. Okay, from what we represent. Anything outside of that is not a representative. It's not a representative. It's an outlaw. It's impossible. You know. So far as what these brothers want the nation to do for them or what they can do for the nation, I mean, all of that stuff there, you're supposed to have your mind made up about this prior to even joining. You know, that shouldn't come into existence or should be a problem once you join. So why would you join something and then be like, why? I mean, you know, what can I do for this or what can it do for me? It's contradictory. You know, my brothers follow this law right here. That's the golden cord. That's the grip. If you don't follow this law right here, you're not my brother. It's a simple solution. And with that being said, I'm done with that. I would really like for you brothers to stick to that topic and let me know how you feel about that. Almighty.
Almighty. Mercy, y'all still there?
Mighty. Who was that brother speaking? What's his name?
That's Jafar.
Jafar?
Jafar.
Oh, Jafar. My bad, bro. My bad. All right, let me add something. If you don't mind, let me add something to that. I agree. Okay. The thing is, the deal is, how do we as a people, and when I say people, I'm talking about Vice Lord. How do our job is the people. First, our job is to us, but in theory, we're already. I don't want to say it like this, but this is the only word I can find right now. We're already saved, so to speak, not in a religious sense. So we're fishers of men, and I'm talking about brothers. We're an organic organization, meaning we're naturally in the hood, and the idea is that we're trying to save the brothers in the hood from the destruction or whatever abyss that the hood sucks them in. And as Vice Lords, that's what we're trying to do. So with that being said, you have, not you, but us, have to offer a person something of value because he's giving you something more valuable than what you can offer him, which is his life. If you my homeboy, we finna do something and my life is involved, I need to know that, bro, if I go down, you got me. And it's any other way, it's robbery. You know what I'm saying? Any other way, it's robbery. Fair exchange. Where there's no fair exchange, there's a robbery. So if a brother is coming in, how do you explain, or how do you say, hey, bro, this is what we about? And then he can look and say, man, I like that. But I got a question. You like, what's your question, bro? Okay, where does it help me out? Where does DL help me in my life? Does it help me become a better man? Does it help me become a better businessman? Does it help me become a better, so whatever, you know what I'm saying? Does it help me elevate my mind? Because I can gangbang on I can kill another black man on my own. I can rob on my own and get in trouble. I don't have to join a gang to get in trouble. So what other things that are beneficial to me that VL can offer? That's the idea.
Point by the Lord. And I totally understand where you're coming from, right? Right. You know, but you know, a lot of these guys, and not just speaking nation, I'm talking about brothers, period. Right. You know, we are loyal by heritage, by just being black. We are loyal. I mean, so being a part of an organization, I mean, and what it can do for you, brothers gonna be loyal regardless. A lot of these brothers don't even think about what can nation do for you or what you can do for the nation, because a lot of time you probably will see that, hey, this one brother, this one entity, you know, can't do more than what the nation is already doing. So you really not a benefit to the nation. You understand what I'm saying? Right. To stop shopping for numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's out of whack right now. Right, you know, why don't we start getting dollars and stuff like that instead of going for, you know, brothers who just gonna keep up with shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'd rather go to war with a blind mice than with a motherfucker that's looking tough and ain't talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker that's keeping up with shit. Blind mice. I'm in agreement. I'm adding on, but then in the same light, I understand what you're saying about. I'm not big on numbers either, because numbers. I'm not. I mean, the number thing is a two-way street, because in numbers there's power, but it also means what do you utilize that power for? Politicians need numbers, right? But I'm saying organizations need numbers. You know, okay, let me example. Like I use Buck for example because he's got his production company. Do you know if every brother in the nation bought his book? Yes, it would put him in a position. You know what position that would put that brother in, where he can do for the body. Because if this brother does stuff out of his heart, because I don't know the brother but I'm saying as long as I've known the brother in the way that I've known him and the things that he's done for me, and you know, he's got a good heart. So if just imagine 30,000 brothers bought his book, right? Not only would that put him in the top charts selling, right? It would put him in a position to where he can create an avenue to give brothers businesses, give brothers jobs. Okay, brother, you're a graphic designer. I need 10 more graphic designers over here. Man, this brother over here got a studio. Brother, you rap. Okay, I'm gonna open you a studio, but you're gonna put 2% of what you're making back into this investment club so that we can open this whatever. You know what I'm saying? That we can use that brother that's got lawyers. We can fund his campaign so he can help brothers who have been incarcerated for bullcrap crimes and so on and so forth, and help them get out. So I'm saying the numbers are necessary when you know how to use them, because remember, power is the ability to control your environment consistent with your group interests. So there's nothing wrong with gaining power. It's how you utilize the power that becomes wrong. So with DL, numbers are everything in our organization, the right numbers, because if you have the right people in position, then you're going to get the right type of people. So what I'm saying, the attraction purpose, that's why there's an initiation process to see if this brother is qualified to be in the ranks of the nation.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where the group comes in and say, this is what we're going to do to determine whether a brother is qualified and fit to be in the ranks of our organization.
That's
because,
the main thing.
but we have, do you know the political power we have if we just stop and just supported each other?
True.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say this and I'm going to end. All of us claim that we vice lords do this, we the hardest, we the best, whatever. Did you know homosexuals got more power than vice lords?
Man, true.
Yeah, true. Real talk.
But
So, nigga, excuse me, a brother can't tell me nothing about being no damn gangster, because this homosexual, the dude to take it up the butt, in the mouth, got more power than all of us. As a
I'm gonna tell you how much power these, and I want to piggyback some with what you had said about the support thing as well, because and I do want to close out, y'all, because we went past the time, but we did very well anyway. This is a very interesting drawing. But I'm gonna say this, just like what you were saying about Lord Buck, wonderful brother. You feel me? Anytime you got a brother such as himself that's able to do the things that he do from the position, from the condition and position that he's at, that's a powerful person, and we need to support that. You feel what I'm saying? And the same thing, and this is the reason why that he was the first person that I reached out at. You feel what I'm saying? To basically put this podcast together. All right. Next thing is, okay, the whole drawing of, this is for those that are listening. This is just the first of many things that we will be putting together. This is the first podcast of many, and this is really just to drop a seed and to allow it to do what it needs to do, to bring in more people, more help. But for those who don't know, I am the founder, I'm the founder and CEO of the National Plus Coalition, as well as I am the CEO of Plus TV Network. Okay. And I'm also a Hadari tribe member. So my thing is this here. Let's just say we go back to days and times like when it spoke in the Nation of Lords, where it spoke about this singer or this actor or actress or whatever donated this to the AVLN or to Conservative Inc., Conservative CVL Incorporated. Okay. If someone, let's just say some of these rappers or actors or actresses that we know are vice lord, let's just say they want to donate, I'm going to donate 100,000. I'm going to donate 100,000 to the nation. Where he's going to put it? Is it even an entity?
Nope.
Is it even an entity where if Kevin Garnett from the Holy City, from Lawndale, came and said, man, I'm going to donate 5,000 or 55,000 to the AVLN, where it's going to? Where could we say it's going to? Who could we possibly say?
We don't have that central entity, so we don't have that. We don't have
so
that.
We have, and my thing is this here, for all of those that are listening, because us on this phone, we know this, but we're putting it out there to put it on your mind. I just had a brother just text me that was listening and said, man, I'm sitting down asking myself, what can Vice Lord do for me? What is the nation doing? What is the nation doing for me? How is it beneficial to me? Because I'm knowing that the things that we're talking about are worth discussing. So, okay, in this particular aspect, with me in this channel, the basic, what we're trying to establish is a Vice Lord channel, an internet channel, not a YouTube channel, not a just a podcast. No, we're talking about a Vice Lord channel, 24/7, 365 days a year, Vice Lord. for all of the brothers and sisters that's rapping, all of the brothers and sisters that's singing, all of the brothers and sisters that got clothing line, all of the brothers and sisters that got clothes, that got any kind of businesses that need to be advertised and all. Who can I, if I say I'm finna give a channel, I'm finna donate this channel to the AVLN, who can I donate it to? Without getting inside of any kind of political strife. Who can I say, well, I'm gonna get this to, I don't wanna get this to folk on the hustle. Yeah, I'm a folk, but I don't wanna get this to folk on the hustle. I wanna give this to Vice Lord. Who can I give it to? There is no one. So therefore, it takes me as well as a group of other strong, positive-minded Vice Lords and Vice Ladies, because we got some strong sisters out there. But it takes us to come together and build it. We ain't coming with that political. Keep your politics to yourself. You feel what I'm saying? We keep all of your politics of who this chief and who that chief and who gave this and who gave. I don't even want to hear that. Right now, we got brothers and sisters that have businesses. We have brothers and sisters that have strong. We got brothers and sisters that's in politics, that's running for office in certain places, that's afraid to mention Vice Lord. They got to clean his whole page out because Vice Lord looks that bad. You see what I'm saying? What can Vice Lord do for this man as much as we need that man in Congress? As much as we need this man in a position, in a legislative position, how can we help him? We gonna hinder him. So me and this brother, we was doing a show. He did one show a while back and had his camera on. And I asked him, bro, damn, why you turn your camera on, bro? Bro, like, man, bro, I can't. I meant to tell you, I can't even do this show, bro. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, bro, I need your help, bro. We trying to help promote this. And he said, bro, the only way that you can help promote this is just to do it, bro, without me being there, bro. I'm trying to disassociate myself from this and disassociate myself from that. And he shouldn't have to. You see what I'm saying, y'all? He shouldn't have to. So therefore, those that are willing to help, because this is going to be something, this will be an avenue that will really help a lot of brothers and sisters if we could do it. You feel what I'm saying? So just get more involved, y'all. I'm just saying like that. Just get more involved. And I don't want to just keep it going because we were past over an hour. But it was a good topic. And everything that we discussed, everybody on this line, we all the time ain't gonna agree 100% on everything because we are all different men. You feel what I'm saying? We got different approaches and different ways that we may want to do the same thing, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, if everything is all said and done, man, I want everybody that's listening, man, to follow this page, message this page, get more in contact with the brothers that's involved on this page so you all can keep up with our next shows, as well as you can keep up with our next plans and things that we will be doing for the future. You feel what I'm saying? But if all this is said and done, man, it's almighty to the body, man. Almighty.